Good evening and a very welcome to all of you all here. The members of Enable India, the participants in Purple Fest, Mr. Subhash Desai, Honorable Minister for Social Welfare, Mr. Guru Prasad Pavaskar, Chairman, State Disability Authority, Mr. Siddharth Kunkolikar, I think he'll be coming very soon, Chairman, Sanjay School, Mr. Raju Gavas, Commissioner of Labour and Employment, Ms. Shanti Raghavan of Enable India. Ladies and gentlemen, the Goa Chamber of Commerce and Industry is a 114-year-old institution which plays an active role in supporting all the segments of the economy of Goa. Goa Chamber is the apex body representing the industries, trade and commerce of Goa and is mandated to engage in improving the business interests of the industry members as well as provide all the necessary logistic support to sustain the business modules and at the same time generate revenues for the state of Goa. It regularly works towards policy advocacy, making recommendations to the government bodies on effective implementation of policies governing the local industry. Today we are gathered here on a common platform to address an important topic of encouraging employment opportunities to persons with special abilities. Let me begin by giving an example of a success story of our own country, and I proudly state that India Para Athletics exhibited a terrific performance in Tokyo in 2020 Paralympics, bringing home a record of 19 medals including 5 gold. I'm sure you would agree if I said for specially able people to feel needed, it would be important to recognize their work and their contribution, largely because these individuals are marginalized group in contemporary workplace. There are a number of factors that influence employment opportunities for people with special needs, and by addressing these deficiencies, we can increase the involvement of specially able persons. Bowman and Nielsen, 1998, Statistics Sweden 2009 speak of this. These studies show that, on an average, people with disabilities have a lower education level compared with the general population, and students with disabilities face more obstacles than the students without disabilities. Hence, I urge the Goa government to work on devising programs to impart necessary skills, education, internship programs on par with others to enhance the employment opportunities in the industry for specially able people. Research has also found that persons with disabilities are at times not considered as potential members of workforce. Perhaps the perception, fear, and the myth continue to limit the understanding and acceptance of disability in workplaces. Myth abound, including that persons with disabilities are unable to work and that accommodating a person with disability in the workplace is expensive. But on the contrary to these notions, some companies have also found that persons with disabilities are more than capable, responsible, reliable, and faithful to the employers to the core. Being from the tourism sector, I can say that there are a lot of opportunities for employment in travel and rail industry, in private as well as in government sectors. IT industry is a huge blessing for such people, as it's not only labor extensive and physical strength is not required. Today, one could say that technology and adaptation can help a person with disabilities to pick their own choice of work. As the President of the Chamber, the Apex Industry Association of Goa, it is my sincere request to the Goan industry members and the Government of Goa to design successful models which will boost the employment of people with special abilities and to make them a part of the mainstream employment segment. The Chamber would like to thank you for giving us an opportunity to partner this prestigious event, and we wish all those involved in the welfare of the specially able persons all the success in the endeavor that they deserve. Thank you and a big God bless.
A very warm good evening to all of you. सगळ्यांक मना काळजांच्यान माय मोगाचो येवकार. Chief guest for today's function, Honorable Chief Minister Dr. Pramod Sawant, Minister for Social Welfare Shri Subhash Desai, President of Goa Chamber Mr. Ralph, our keynote speaker for today Mr. Venki, MD of ANZ Bank, my good friend Dipesh, Shanti, Secretary of the Commission Taha, Labour Commissioner Raju Daos for the host for the evening, and all those present here today. Well, there are a series of programs going on, one after the other, and we thought this was a very important aspect that we were missing for some time. So Shanti said that when we were curating all these sessions, we need to have the Chamber of Commerce, the industrialists involved in the Purple Fest, and I thought this was the best way to do it by having this employment conclave today. Goa government is doing a lot of things in the disability sector. I will not mention what it is, but if you have come to Purple Fest, if you have not come to Purple Fest, please do come. You will come to know what kind of arrangements, facilities, various opportunities that are being created by the government of Goa. Let me make a very confession. It's not an easy to pull up such a huge event without the government backing. We may have great, huge plans, but if the bureaucracy and the government doesn't support, it does not materialize. And what we saw yesterday was a record-breaking crowd. We have more than 5,000 delegates who have come from across the country. And it's a huge team effort. It's a huge team effort. Though the credit is coming to us because we are the hosts, but it's a huge team effort. A lot of NGOs like Enable Foundation, various other NGOs from across the country are part of this curating various events. Today morning we had a different kind of a car rally, blind car rally. So people were amazed how the blind person will drive a vehicle. But then it was the Rotarians from Panjim who were driving the vehicles, and the visually impaired were showing them the map on the braille. So it was a braille map which was given to them, and they were told not, and the instructions were given at the very last minute. So these are the kind of events that we are having. We are having para table tennis championship, blind cricket tournaments, so on and so forth. I will not name. Minister is here, he'll talk more about it. Having said that, the government already has a reservation in place for persons with disabilities in government jobs. And now it's on to us, the private sector, to come forward. I'm also part of it. I also run a business, so it starts from me as well. So let's do it, and I'm very sure that the Goa Chamber will take a lead in this. We had 2-3 meetings with Ralph. Honorable Minister Social Welfare was also present. This is the beginning. We'll continue this process. Let it not be just an event, but a gainful employment event for persons with disabilities in Goa. Thank you so much. A warm welcome again.
You all for this Goa Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Trade and Commerce and Industries conference. We have amongst us our very own dynamic young Chief Minister of Goa, Dr. Pramod Sawant, my good friend and State Commissioner for Divyang Ayukt, Sri Guru Pavaskar, Secretary Tahaji, the person who is behind this idea, the Chairman of Goa Chambers, Mr. Ralph D'Souza, Shanti, Dipesh from Enable India, Mr. Venkatraghavan, ANZ Bank, all the industrialists here, all the entrepreneurs, all the from amongst all those people who have come from celebrities from amongst the Divyangs and my good friends. It's a great honor for me to be here amongst all those intellectual people come across the country, and the entrepreneurs and the industrialists who have come for the noble cause to see that our Divyangs, the person with disabilities, with greater skills, having all the potential to work, having capabilities, ability, creativity, the skills, how best we can utilize in our workforce and get productivity out of this. So it's a great cause here. The Purple Festival is designed in such a way that every person or every disabled person is taken care. There are lots of activities are running around across the Goa. In Darbanoda, we will find that blind cricketers, the national teams are playing, and it is amazing to see that how blind people will play a cricket, but you got to see it. We have another good tournament, that is para table tennis. All those orthopedically challenged people, they about 150 players come across the country, and 3 days tournament is organized here. What a wonderful game it is. We just cannot believe that the disabled have so much of energy, so much of strength, so much of potential, so much of enthusiasm within themselves, and they can do wonders. And we are lagging behind here, looking at them as they are disabled. And Shanti and Mr. Dipesh Raghavan, both of them have tapped their talent, and they are moving across the country saying that they are very potential. The best way how we can make them skillful, employable, it is up to us to get their productivity and to see that every element or every person of disability has a special ability to produce something. So this is what is required from the industry. And when we had a discussion, Mr. with the Goa Chambers, they came forward and they said that who would like to have this conference. We will call all those industrialists from the Goa and across the country, and we will see to that how best we can put this, how best we can curate this session so that everybody understands the problems of disabled people and the potential of the disabled people. We have seen of the last 2 days, we have seen that how intellectual people are these, and they use the most of digital space today. If you look at their intelligence using the internet, using the gadgets, and using the apps in the various ways, a person with totally blind, how he interacts within his fold and how he gets support from all. This is amazing to see. We have also seen we have put on around 90 stalls. On each of the stalls, you will find innovative ideas to overcome the disabled from their disability, and they have shown the path. The orthopedically challenged people will find their foot or their limbs exactly, and they function as if it's their own. This is how the innovative things have brought in. The person with disability or a blind can use with a braille language, and as such that the car rally you have seen, the navigator is a blind. He uses a braille map and he tells the directions. Go right, take left, go straight and move. There is a hump, there is a speed breaker, and you have to take care. All this not looking at the map. He's blind. He reads it on the braille, and so fast he transmits or he tells the driver. So this is all those capabilities we are trying to simulate them and show and exhibit. It is an exhibition of the talent of all disables at one place. So ESG is a center place. All those who have not visited so far, please do visit it and see that all those solutions to overcome the disabilities are available in this Purple Festival. We have also curated and deaf blind, a very rare disability. We have organized a workshop, a convention, 3 days convention for them, and they are being trained to overcome their problems. We have 200 deaf and blind disabled in Goa. Cannot believe such a huge population. We have also created another amazing India, Access India campaign in Gaspar Dias Club. So it is going on for last 2-3 days. So such conferences, conventions, workshops are being created everywhere. We have got around 60 speakers from across the country, all those who are performers, achievers, all those celebrities from amongst the Divyangs, and they exhibit their talent, they narrate their success stories, and they inspire and motivate all the other people to come forward and make use of technology or whichever way they can empower themselves. We need to see that this segment, a very big segment today because of our lifestyles also, the world's 10% of the population goes in disability. So we have to be very careful and we have to pay special attention with this community. It's because of that all those who have come here, and it is our duty of industrialists how best we can tap and how best we can channelize the big energy which is lying idle, and we need to help them out. We need to see that they are made employable, they are made skillful, and their productivity should be utilized for the welfare of the nation and welfare of this community. I'm not taking much of time. I am very thankful to the President of Goa Chambers for giving us this opportunity to be here, organizing and getting all the industrialists together. And I also thank the Honorable Chief Minister who is behind this Purple Festival, a big successful. Yesterday we got a footfall of around 16,000 people visiting this ESG complex. Out of that, 5,000 people were the delegates. You just cannot imagine. Beyond that, I feel that more than 5,000 people visited, and they've been shown the films related to the disabilities, how to overcome the disability, how to deal with the disabilities, how potential and capable are disabled people. Their success stories, short films were made, and those are exhibited too. The Inox auditoriums are being used for this purpose. I'm very thankful for providing such resources, and I'm very thankful to Government of Goa and Dr. Pramod Sawant, the Honorable Chief Minister, who's behind this idea. From the day one, he's helping us day and night. He's helping us, and the success goes to Government of Goa and especially Dr. Pramod Sawant, Rohan Kaunte, and all other ministers, Labour Minister, Mr. Monserrat, and all other ministers who have come forward. And I'm very thankful and indebted to all the NGOs who have participated all across the country and came as volunteers. They may be enjoying or they may be having a good positions in their respective professions, but they came here and they worked like a volunteers, and that's a great support, that's a great guidance, and we were inspired and motivated by their act, and because of that we have done a Purple Festival, a big Mahotsav in Goa. I think it is on the way of success. Tomorrow is left, and we hope. I forgot to tell you, there were about 800 Divyangs going on cruise and enjoying the suffer. They never saw the water because they were disabled, they cannot go, the infrastructure was not built, but they went on to the cruise. Some of them went on in the sea also. You must have seen the videos. The floating chairs were provided to them. The beach accessible chairs were provided to them. We have made Miramar Beach, accessible beach, so they don't find any problems. We need to get all the infrastructure, provide all the infrastructure to rest of the Goa, and we will see to that the government buildings which are frequently visited by disabled have to be made accessible. I'm not taking much of time. Thank you very much for giving this good opportunity to present all these disabled problems of the disabled in front of you, and we will take an oath saying that we will help out disabled in every possible way, and we will channelize their strength, their energy, their potential, their skill, their creativity in actual productive way. Thank you very much. God bless you. Dhanyawad.
It is an immense pleasure to be with the organizations and companies creating the mainstreaming livelihood opportunities for the person with disability. Goa Chamber of Commerce and Industries, GCCI, is collectively working with the government, professionals, experts, intellectuals, eminent professionals, and with the people from industries, trade, business on matter of commerce. With this huge connect, GCCI has taken the lead to create an inclusive system for the employment for the person with disability in corporate world by partnering with the Purple Fest. GCCI is looking to provide the employability to the person with a disability as the Goa's premier non-profit business, support service and networking organization will take this mission forward in the corporate sector. There are the various measures taken by the Goa government to continue its efforts to ensure the future of the person with a disability in society that is inclusive, accessible, equitable. So major initiatives by Goa government administration at your doorstep to assist the people with a disability in applying for the UDID card, to help the person with a disability with the registration. The social welfare department have appointed the social worker and the field assistants. This pathway towards the employment enables person with a disability to find the equal livelihood opportunities similar to that person without disabilities. This is a great initiative by Goa government, GCCI and Enable India towards these initiatives. The Office of the Goa State Commission for the Person with a Disability is also partnering with the Enable India to start with the state center model, and which aims to work with the various stakeholders associated with the disabled community. I extend my hearty congratulations to the Purple Fest team for looking at the face of lives of the persons with a disability to empower and to celebrate the human spirit. मैं लास्टली कहते वक्त कहूँगा कि नए भारत की पर्पल फेस्ट ये नई शुरुआत है। चलो सभी मिलके हम नया भारत बनाएंगे, सभी को साथ में मिलके। मुझे लगता है कि डेफिनेटली ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने जो नया भारत का जो सपना दिखाया है, ये पर्पल फेस्ट से शुरू हो जाता है। हम सब मिलके नए भारत की एक नई शुरुआत आज से करेंगे, एक साथ मिलके। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
Great, thank you everyone. I'll also try to keep this short so that I'm not in between dinner and everything else. So I hope everybody knows Neo Motion. If not, we are a startup from IIT Madras. We make mobility assisted devices for the physically challenged so that they can go outdoors, they can live life to the fullest. It's been 2.5 years we have started delivering our products. What are our users doing today? The ones who have jobs, obviously it's not like people with disabilities don't have jobs. The ones who do have, they are going to their offices, they are not dependent on autos, they are not dependent on taxis, they are saving whatever, 7,000, 10,000 rupees per month. The ones who could not get a job because of mobility issues. Yes, I am getting a job in a bank, but because of mobility I can't go to the bank. How will I get that job? So now with the NeoBolt, they are able to get the job, they are able to go start. The ones who are probably not that educated. We have one story from Kerala. He started, Salim from Trichur, he started selling lottery tickets on the NeoBolt. He's able to go door to door, street to street. I went to Kerala recently and I was shocked by the amount of popularity lottery has over there. But then yes, lottery is not popular in other states. There is one person in Rajasthan, he started a kirana shop. He's going to the mass market, buying rice, buying sugar, coming, set up a small shop and is now selling it over there. All these candidates are with people with spinal cord injury. I just wanted to mention that. again, there is some finances involved. He needs to buy sugar, he needs to buy rice. How can we remove that also? Like as engineers, we want to remove as many variables and parameters as possible. So then we thought over it. We saw, okay, last mile deliveries. You need a vehicle, fine. Now, Zomato, for example, has created that platform. Everyone over here has ordered food from Zomato, I am hoping. So the orders are delivered by people on bikes, by able-bodied people. But there are 6 lakh, and my number might be wrong, but there are almost 6 lakh delivery agents under Zomato and Swiggy who are delivering food on a day-to-day basis. But how many of them are people with locomotor disabilities? Negligible, I think almost zero. There might be people with crutches who are doing it. So then we decided, why don't we combine the two? Why don't we combine mobility with last mile delivery jobs? And that's when we approached Zomato. They were kind enough. We approached Anjali ma'am, and I'll request the team also to be here. Please join us. So we are now working officially with the sustainability team of Zomato, and on 3rd of December, World Disability Day, we had signed an agreement. It's basically a collaboration. Zomato will give us operational support to onboard 300 candidates by next World Disability Day. New Motion we will provide the material and the technology, and yes, we will take support of government, of corporates, of CSR to get the grants, to get the finances, so that candidates will get these vehicles and they can start doing deliveries. So this has started. We have till now onboarded 15 candidates in 9 cities: Chennai, Bangalore, Pune, Mumbai, Patna, Ahmedabad, Visakhapatnam, Indore, and Goa will now be the 9th state where we will start this project. I would like to involve Gauri sir. So I'm very thankful to the secretary. I called him up. I asked him, sir, we want to start this in Goa. Can you help us with one candidate, one dedicated, one who really wants to work, who wants to have that income? So immediately sir gave me Gauri sir's contact. I contacted him. I found out about his family. His family is also here. His wife, his child is also here. And I immediately reached out to Zomato, the team of Goa. They've onboarded him now. I would now request the Honorable Chief Minister. Oh, okay, fine. अच्छा ठीक है थोड़ा एक बार इसको खोल दीजिए So now Gauri sir will demonstrate how the new Bolton movement works. Yeah. So now the wheelchair is detached from the new bolt, and now it can be used as a wheelchair separately. So it's basically 2 components. It's an indoor mobility device, a wheelchair, and then when you want to go out, now you don't need to call someone, take someone's assistance, transfer into a car or an auto, call your parents, call your brother, sister, nothing. Independently, just attach the new bolt. Abhi Gauri sir, आप इसको control कीजिए.
Gauri is attaching wheelchair to the motor.
So Gauri sir has got the wheelchair close to the new bolt.
The motor being aligned to the wheelchair, being assisted by Siddharth.
Yeah, this is the 3rd time he is doing it.
Motor is attached to the wheelchair.
So the battery has been attached. Wheelchair का lock खोल दीजिए. अब आगे. He is driving it carefully so that
Gauri is driving ahead of the stage.
And now there is also a reverse feature so that you can.
Gauri is reversing the new motor.
So we have that. We've in fact created a trolley for this so that the Zomato bag can be kept.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Thank you very much. It's an absolute pleasure, and that was an amazing device. Honorable ministers Chief Minister Dr. Pramod Sawant, Honorable Minister Subhash Valdesai, the GCC President Raj Disra sir, all the big dignitaries here, and the fantastic audience that's been there. It's an absolute pleasure to be here in Purple Fest. Thank you for having me here. I think we heard a lot about companies, how they can add to the employment potential for people with disability, and it's my honor and privilege to share some of our learnings at ANZ of this, and also share some ideas and thoughts which might help you all as we progress through this. If you look around ourselves, we see a lot of diversity of shape, size, color, everything. The word ability is a very relative term. Every task requires different abilities, and which can be within our capacity or beyond, and it's true for all of us. Today, let's salute all those. We saw one brilliant example here. Those indomitable spirits, who have not let adversities weigh them down. They have worked on their strengths and paved the path for new beginnings in their lives. At this juncture, I recall Stephen Hawking, and I must get this quote right. However difficult life may seem, there is always something you can do and be successful at. I am reminded of a story of Chennakeshwar Jayaraman. When at the age of 11, he lost his right hand because of an accident, as his hand was amputated. No one thought that he will be going around winning gold and silver medal in long jump, become a badminton champion, represent India in the International Para-Athletics Championship, write history by participating in the 10-pin bowling in the Para-Asian Games, Jakarta, an event where India participated for the first time in the sport. He also happens to be a senior credit assessor at ANZ, my employer. The only credit we at ANZ take is in providing him an environment and infrastructure where he could pursue his passion. He takes advantage of the time zone difference and works in the morning shift from 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. He serves the Australian market, which gives him time to spend over 4 hours every day practicing his sport. Looking at his commitment and drive, we have also funded some of his international para-athletics championship participations and other national sports events. His focus on his work has been absolutely commendable. He joined ANZ in 2015 and has been able to make use of the learning and training programs to grow in his career. He manages to take out time for his family, his wife and a 10-year-old daughter and a 3-year-old son, and is also training his daughter in badminton. The stories of those who have survived against all odds is not just an inspiration for others, but also a testament for corporates that it is time to look beyond and break the template. It might appear like an uphill task, and it can be quite difficult to think about it. But I would urge all of you to take small steps and to create a culture of equality by enabling change in the thought process and the way we work. We started in ANZ, we started our journey in this inclusion path with a small pilot in 2010. So it's about 12 years that we have been here. We hired 6 people with speech and hearing disability and a few with orthopedic disability. And the results were stunning and outstanding. And that gave us confidence to start ramping this initiative up. And we kept on adding more people. And today we have about 100 plus differentially abled people working for us. It took very little time for these new hires to move along the learning curve, and much shorter than what we had all anticipated, and which helped the company establish a base case scenario and a business case for hiring more such people. We have not looked back since then. As I said, about 100 people, which is about 1.6% of our staff, are people with disabilities, And what makes me even more happy is about 50% of these are women employees. Of these, there are 10 with 10 with severe disabilities such as cerebral palsy, autism, and muscular atrophy. So I think we have demonstrated that almost all the 21 that we saw yesterday can be easily covered in the corporate sector. We recognize that disability is a part of human diversity and is relevant to every aspect of our business: customers, employees, markets, communities, suppliers, key stakeholders, etc. ANZ is committed to ensuring that our workplace welcomes, supports, and celebrates the unique contribution of all these people. It goes well within my own value system of treating people with dignity and respect. I want to share some ideas and specific approaches that we took to make this inclusion journey successful for us. We are still early in the path, we have got a long way to go, but I think we have made a few right steps. One, dedicated support by the management, robust funding, a passionate team of volunteers, and partnerships with experts gives momentum to the inclusion and diversity journey. Strong governance and policies to enable progress towards a disability confident and inclusive organization is really important. At ANZ group level, that means at the Australia headquarters level, the accessibility management and inclusion plan is put in place every year, that is sponsored by a member of our management committee. And a senior executive oversees the governance and overall delivery of the commitments. At the Bangalore Service Centre, of which I am a part, we established a dedicated focus on diversity and inclusion. We have set up the Bangalore Diversity and Inclusion Council. This council is chaired by the managing director, which happens to be me at this moment, and comprises of business sponsors, enablers, and all the network co-leads. Our policies and frameworks have also been modified to make sure that all the mechanisms support and help people with disability to progress in their line of work. An example is our equal opportunity, bullying, and harassment policy. Number 3, which has helped us and which is an important part of our approach to this journey, is listening to the community and the disability sector and take action to influence the disability agenda. We continue to foster partnerships with NGOs. Enable India is a great example, and there are others as well here that we work with. And our corporate sustainability and diversity agenda is largely driven from advice from these people. Volunteering programs within ANZ staff includes opportunities to work with organizations supporting people with disability. We have 1 day of volunteering leave that is allowed for all employees and which is being used in a very, very fruitful manner, and that opens and sensitizes our people to this initiative entirely. We also make grants to community-based disability organizations like HAMOG and AMBA. The Money Management Financial Literacy Program, which is our flagship program, is available for people with disability as well. We continue to enhance our understanding of the challenges faced by the people with disability by working with disability advocacy groups and NGOs who are involved in the development of standards and policies to support people with disability. As an example, Niswartha, which supports higher education of government school students, did not include PWD. We have been working with them for several years, but based on our recommendation, the inclusion of PWD students and the organization is supporting the higher education of PWD students as well today. Similarly, ANZ advocates the need to empower people with disabilities to participate in every aspect of social, economic, and cultural life, like the Mission's 1000 project, Valuable 500, and the India Inclusion Summit. Next item which has helped us a lot is our focus on inclusive hiring. We work with our internal recruitment teams and external recruitment partners to build completely inclusive recruitment practices. Training and mentoring is another big aspect. We continue to deliver and expand training and mentoring programs supporting people with disability to fund and retain employment. I want to talk about one of them, one of the big initiatives here, and I'll do that in a little while. Recognition and awareness of our people who support the inclusion agenda is very high on our priority list here. Because once you recognize people who have done well, others take it as an inspiration and do their best. So we have an annual Star Award, which is essentially to recognize people who have gone beyond their regular call of duty to drive our inclusion agenda. We also create awareness around the cause by celebrating International Day for People with Disability. Accessible technology, large part of our business is technology. To ensure that we deliver on our aspiration to provide the best technology experience, ANZ ensures that our technology systems are accessible to everyone, whether it is our websites, ATMs, computers, software or phone systems. What we found is hiring is not enough. One must ensure that the message permeates to all business process and management practices. The first step is to obviously map out roles that can be given to the disabled. The next critical step is infrastructure. It is important to go beyond what we call as ramp mentality. Even a small investment in the right solution can yield huge productivity benefits. In the initial years, an example, in the initial years it took the team to be convinced, took some time for the team to be convinced about buying motorized wheelchairs. But once they did that, we noticed that it had a multiplier effect on the performance of people with limited mobility. Now we have bigger cabs, taxis that can accommodate wheelchairs and have hired people to help disabled employees get in and out of cabs during lunch hours. We have a sign language interpreter during our town halls. All our big meetings, our town halls have a sign language interpreter, and have created a dictionary of banking words in sign language so that hearing and speech impaired staff can communicate well, something that Shanti might find useful as well. Building infrastructure is easy. The more difficult part is getting acceptance from all the other employees. We run sensitization programs for managers and teams where diversity talent is hired. No compromise is made on performance standards though, and work targets remain the same whether the person is a PWD or not. That ensures that everybody feels valued as an equal partner. One of our flagship benchmark interventions that has been most impactful, and I spoke about hiring just not being enough, is how do you ensure that the people with disability who join in continue to progress in their career. While earlier companies used to give employees with disability back-end and non-critical roles, that is changing now. Our problem is that we focus too much on the difference. Retaining and providing a career growth is critical to meet the aspirations of the PWD staff. We started a program called Uptick, which is actually expands to unlocking potential to increase capability and knowledge. We conducted workshops and one-on-one coaching sessions for all the participants, which helped in building confidence, identifying areas of improvement, and working on their career goals. ANZ definitely depends a lot on NGOs such as Enable India and Visage to bring them on par with others. What worked for us, if I look back, shift in people's attitude because of more awareness. The sensitization programs that we ran and we still run continuously really helped in this, and it also covers our cab drivers, housekeeping staff, the entire teams that work here. Number two, I believe working with experts such as Enable India, Visage and Samarthana has gone a long way in making sure we are successful in what we do. These partnerships accelerate the process and work and ensure that our goals are met. Mission 1000 and Valuable 500 and the India Inclusion Summit kind of engagements and activities that we participate in is another way by which our employees can understand the path that we want to take, and more importantly see an outcome to what the organization has tried to deliver. Similarly, sharing of best practices, helping others move in disability inclusion space, like the CI reports, etc., is very crucial. And I want to plug in here as a co-chair for CII IBDN, the Disability Network of CII. I want to tell you that that agency is very, very committed to actually provide the right level of mentorship for organizations that want to start on this path but are struggling to start. We believe we have the right tools and techniques and the members with experience to help them do that. So finally, some recommendations for companies here, who are wanting to start on this journey. Make hiring PWD a part of your talent strategy. Foster inclusive hiring practices and create the right level of sensitization among your staff. Number two, create a change the perception of your people among is that workflow modification, too many workflow modifications are required, etc. That is not so, and I think over a period of time you can get to sort that out. Number three, and most important, be very, very patient. It takes time to build the right environment and culture. Once the policies, training, infrastructure and support are in place, it will take time to bring about the mindset change and for all employees to understand the challenges that PWDs face and embrace that. I think PWD as a community is forging their path and we need to enable their success by providing opportunities and being empathetic. I wanted to share some thoughts and ideas to get the discussion going. I believe there is also a larger panel discussion where more successful companies than us will share some more ideas with you. I hope it sets the tone for you to complete your, start on this journey. CII IBDN can help as well, and I'm happy to connect you with the right people. Thank you very much.